Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today I have well, first of all, let me say Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Um but I recently decided to look back at my first drawing that I made in 2022. And I found it and I realized that I've come so far in terms of my artwork, because if you look at my artwork now versus what my artwork was back then, it's a crazy difference. So this artwork was made on, I believe, January 10th, 2022. So 10 days into the new year last year. Um and I first just want to talk about what went wrong with the first piece. So, as you can see, it's very different to what I would normally draw now. And I feel the biggest things that went wrong is there was no distinctive style, and the colors that I chose were not that good. And also, I didn't really know how to render hair back then. Which, if you look back at my other pieces from early 2022, you can see that, but I've since learned how, so now it looks so much better. Um, and then second of all, I wanted to talk about how I changed my art style in just 1 year. So my art style bounces around a lot. There's like certain, I guess you would say, eras of my art style, where at certain points, I do different things for a period of time. And that period of time, I wanted a simple and easy way to draw, and it's still for it still to look somewhat decent. So I just found random anime girls on Pinterest. I kid you not, that's what I did. And I pretty much copied the pose, copied most of it. Did I trace? No, I didn't trace. But I heavily took inspiration from these generic anime drawings without having a sense for individuality. I think the biggest change went on when I created my art TikTok account, which, shameless plug, go follow me. When I started that, I started to see different artists on the platform and the different styles, and I began to be influenced by their style as well. So I saw the way they drew things and the way they stylized things, and I'm like, that is so cool. So I decided to do the same thing. So I took influence from many different styles and kind of had them come together to create what my style is now, which the biggest difference for me from the 2022 version to now is definitely the nose and how I draw noses. So if you look back to the original, the early 2022 one, you notice the nose is just a line. That's literally it. No detail, just a line on the face. It's kind of boring and not something that I would really do now. And when I redrew it, you notice that the nose looks so much more realistic, has so much more character. And I just think that adds so much more to the piece than what it had before. Also, I wanted to talk about my color choices and the difference in how I select colors for my artwork. So in the first one, the first thing that I noticed when filling in the colors was that, because normally I color select from my reference. When I color selected, the original was so pale. I kid you not, it was so pale. The color of the skin was almost white. It was almost completely white. I kid you not. And that is something that I would never do now unless it's very unique circumstances where I'm trying to have a certain look for the character. Now I would typically go for something um much more vibrant and life much more lively looking. Also, I forgot to mention I do love the Tim Burton style. Like the Tim Burton claymations. I take a lot of inspiration in how I render my faces with that style. I love the hollowed out cheekbones, of course, not too much, or else they're gonna look dead and really skinny and malnourished. So I try not to do that too much, but I like to accentuate the cheekbones with like a Tim Burton-esque hollowness, you know? And the last thing that I wanted to talk about is my art resolutions for 2023. So in 2023, my biggest goal is to learn how to make my artwork look more polished, make it look more professional, and figure out how to make my lines look cleaner. That's my biggest goal. And my next goal would be to work on different mediums other than just digital art. And I do, if you don't know, I do color pencil portraits from time to time. But it's not really my main medium. I really just do digital art because it's easiest. I want to diversify that. I want to go into painting, watercolor, pastels, and all sorts of different things. So that's what I want to do this year. And yeah, so that's it. So, yeah, just enjoy the speed paint. And that's all I have to say. Happy New Year, guys.